I'm at the London Investor Show Forex, joined by Jannick Malling, CEO and co-founder of Tradable, a new app-based online trading platform that, in your website's words, redefines the limits of what a trading platform can be. Tell us a little bit more about what makes Tradable so different.
We've tried to think differently about how a trading platform essentially works. If you look at the smartphone industry 10 years ago, there was sort of a set number of things that a phone could do. It could do some texting, you could do some calendar, some calculation stuff, but that was it. That's very much the case, we believe, for sort of the trading platform environment as well. So we kind of went back and said, okay, if we create an open trading platform and an open model where we allow third-party developers from all around the world to build apps that integrate directly into a seamless user experience, we think we have something on our hands which could work pretty well for everybody involved, really, because we do think that's where the world is going.
I was going to talk to you about that open innovation. You've spoken about that before, the idea that business can draw on third parties to new ideas, and is that where you think finance could be headed? Some of the businesses that are here today, or the general, finance sector, is it a direction you think?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that's a bit of a no-brainer in my world, at least. I think we've already seen how we did a number of hackathons, like getting people together from very diverse industries, from social media, from gaming, and then from trading, and the apps that people are building are really interesting and sort of much more out of the box than the stuff that you'd probably typically see coming out of a, let's say, more traditional product development department on Wall Street. So I think it's a new direction that finance overall will take, and trading also. And I think it's also something that, if you look at the user experience, which to us is really key, one thing is that the model works from an innovation point of view, because we get a lot of trading functionality built that we don't necessarily build ourselves, but that benefit the users and allows people to do some pretty amazing things. From a user experience point of view, it means that as a trader, when I go into my trading platform, I see a couple standard apps that are there, the most typical stuff that you'd expect to find, but I'll say still designed in a non-typical way. But from there, I really pick and choose the apps that I want to customize my experience full, and that's much more similar to the experience that people have come to know from their smartphones, their digital music.
Well, yeah, and this is another thing I was going to ask you about, is that we've seen a massive explosion in social media and apps, and the way you use your mobile phone, as you said, has changed dramatically in the last few years. Do you think that the likes of big brokers and companies have been slower to react than other industries, other sectors?
I think generally it's probably at least there's always exceptions, of course, but the rule that there's a lot of startups doing some edgy stuff, and some of them take off, and that kind of helps push industries into new eras and taking them to new levels. And so I think that's of course true. I think the power of social media is not to be underestimated. I think the power of opening up, realizing that we're not the best at doing charts, at doing algos, at doing trading interfaces, doing education, at doing all of these things that make up a great trading platform. But we have a pretty amazing user experience, and when we open up a platform like that, when we get people, third-party developers, that can put their app on an app store and gain access to hundreds of thousands of users, it's a model that works for them as well. So we genuinely think it's a win-win.
And so do you think having access, giving traders all this access to, the best of, or whatever they want in terms of building their own, do you think this is going to diversify who is then able to trade, and perhaps putting it into the app style is going to make it appeal to a younger crowd, perhaps?
That was actually my original thinking going back 12 months ago, but even from today and the past sort of conferences that we've been to recently, it's quite obvious that even if I'm 60, 65 years old, I still know how to use a smartphone. So I think Apple has done us a great favor, and all of the other guys, in actually educating people into how the model works, because it is really as simple in Tradable. When you open up the trading platform, you drag and drop an app to your workspace, and then it's there, then it works, then you can trade on it, and that's the same experience that they're used to from their phones. So I think that's of course made our lives much much easier. In that.
And talking about the other companies that perhaps have influenced how you've worked and how other businesses are functioning, are there any other things, projects coming up that you're really excited about that you think could really change the space, or that you're working on? I mean, how do you think 2013 is going to?
I think 2013 is going to take off in many ways. We are working with a lot of app providers that are doing some really interesting things. A lot of them have come to us, said we have this great piece of technology. You have a platform with an open API where we can actually build our stuff on top of, and we don't have to worry about hosting, distribution, or advertising of all these apps. We put it on your app store. It sits on your trading platform, and it does some amazing things. And so we think we've really sort of created some synergies between some of the app providers that we're working with, and I think we'll see some of them coming out with some innovations which is unprecedented. So we're really excited about that.
Exciting stuff. Yeah. Thanks so much for joining us, Jannick. Good luck with everything.